a nice little thing behind us.
Fucking oath.
It works
How
well.
good was that? So good.
We're off the back of our 10-year reunion on Sunday. That was a pretty special day.
Yeah.
So I had so much fun.
And I think the cool part for me was obviously like you understand how like special it is, like, and you always sort of carry that with you. But just hearing the stories, even though some had been told before, just rehearing them, it just sort of, I don't know, really like brings that feeling back that I don't know, you know what I mean, like that feeling that you had.
It was funny because how old were you in 2016?
18.
18.
Yeah, I was 18, and I thought I remember I was speaking to a few of the boys Sunday, like. I thought it was going to be, like, I just thought I was just going to win flag after flag after. It was my first year of senior footy. I thought, this is easy. Obviously found out it wasn't, but yeah. It was
It was a good day. We literally had everyone there, every player. Like there was, Phil,
yeah,
Riley,
Kuda.
Like, we had literally the whole crew. There was committee members there.
Yeah.
Fee was there.
Yeah.
Like it was, like for 10 years on, it just felt like 10 years ago.
No,
to an extent.
Literally, yeah. And
obviously we're all different back then, but.
Yeah, no, just the environment though, it felt the same. And it was cool. And I think it's special that like everyone made the effort. Like obviously you came from Queensland, Mitch came from Queensland. People are all obviously located in different parts of Victoria now and just have busy lives, and everyone made the effort to come down and be together. I thought that was really cool. And it just shows how much it means to us, I think. So
I'm going to sit down with Odie a bit later on, which I'm looking forward to. But when I first came to the club, I met Odie and Brendan in here, the president.
Rooms were a bit different then.
They're a little bit different, yeah. But I was just reflecting, thinking the reason I came to the club was because when I had trained at another club and just wasn't really sure, and then I met with them and I just drove away and I thought, and I'd made the decision that I was going to stay here.
This was the place.
Because Odie and Brendan,
the way they present,
this way they presented, and I was like, there's just no other, I couldn't make another decision. And then, so 10 years on, I think, like that's really just a sign of what the club was all about, and still is about, because look what's happened since. But it's literally, it's a bloody great club, and you can see why when there's just good people around like that. And 10 years on, we have everyone there, the whole team, the whole committee, all the training staff and whatever. And it was just like, even the supporters and that there.
Yeah.
Other reserve guys there, which I thought is like pretty special, because sometimes the guys who either were injured or played reserves during the year would maybe, they might feel left out, but just wasn't that. Like Pitchy was there.
Yeah.
Like he's a senior player.
Yeah.
It was pretty special, mate.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool as well. Some guys that weren't part of the 22 that actually played, still, it meant something to them too. And I think it speaks like I remember that during that time, like the whole list, you could feel we're really driven to achieve something together. And I think that shows. And it's funny how you say that about when you came here after training in another club and meeting with other clubs, and then you walked away saying this was a place, because often people who I speak about who come from, the Southwest, they say they've met with a few clubs and they come to Leopold and they go, nah, this is the place I have to come. Yeah.
It's a testament to what has been built early on, and that'll be one to dive in with Odie, because I'm sure he played a big part in that, along with the players and committee and whatnot. But
I know he tells the story so well, doesn't he? I was getting goosies when he was speaking the other day. Yeah,
he speaks well.
Yeah.
Ken Hannum, he speaks well.
Amazing. It was so good to see. So I hadn't seen Kent for years. It was so good to see. Even seeing Kent was just it makes you feel like you're back in that.
It actually felt, because he just is the same. He's just he's got that much charisma. It's there's no one I know like Kent.
Nah, literally no one.
There's no one I know.
How can you be that
He's so unique.
attention to detail all the time? Never switches off.
It's crazy. Thanks for joining me, mate. Logan Wagener, obviously. When people sometimes ask me, I think some, not lots of people, but I think they find it weird that we're really good mates.
Yeah.
I don't know why, because I felt like we connected really early.
Yeah.
And we're quite different in terms of like our professions, our upbringings, and just like lots of part of our lives. But footy brought us together, and I like personally, I felt like we connected like very quickly and very early. And like in the early days, we had I loved our relationship and still do to this day. But I think some people, I think because they see that we're very different, they might like find it
Weird
interesting that we're like good mates.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm like, there was a guy who rang me the other day because it was about he was inquiring about your playing services, and they're like, do you know Logan Wagener? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good mates with him. And they're like, oh right, yeah, right. I'm
Yeah.
like,
They're like shocked.
Shocked, and I'm like, yeah, no, we're great mates.
It was like your wedding.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, and like Bucks Day wedding.
Yeah.
The early days for you, mate. This is something we haven't really touched. I've never really spoken to you about any of your early days. I see you. You post you post photos and whatnot socials with your mum and your sister, who seem to play a big part in your life. Did you grow up with your mum and sister just being a huge part of your life, or what's your early days look like?
Yeah, it was quite different to what it is now. Dad and mum separated quite early.
Yep.
Time was sort of split. There wasn't really like a schedule or anything in terms of who I'd see. Just sort of however it worked out. Mum sort of did it tough. Like so for a long time, mum and I didn't really have the greatest relationship. But at the time, I didn't. And this is something I feel so guilty for. And I've spoken to her about this. But like she, for a long time, was in my early childhood was struggling financially. So like she'd be living in caravan parks, jumping from rental to rental, and like as a kid, I didn't realize, what was going on financially. So I sort of like, in my mind, and I again feel so guilty for this. Like in my mind, it was like, not this instability was I didn't want to be around. Like I think because, you go to your friends' houses, they've got like PlayStations and stuff, and mum didn't have that. So I'd be like, I thought it wasn't, But then, obviously, as I got older, I realized what was actually going on. She's doing really well for herself now, and she's so happy. But I think, looking back, the whole time, mum, while she was struggling, she was still so kind to me, one of the best for me, and I didn't understand at the time. But I think it's now I try to do whatever I can to show her that I am sorry for how I, and she obviously understands. She's like, you're a kid, you're gonna know that. But I don't know, I'm just so looking back so grateful that mum, when I think of who I want to be, it's exactly like mum, kind, caring, selfless, even I don't know, and that's just, I think now I try my best to, I spend as much time as I can with my mum because she's an example of who I want to be, and also I feel bad for not having that time together as we were growing up because I know that would have meant a lot to her.
Yeah. It's funny when you're young. I was the same as well, and I was fortunate enough that my parents stayed together. But you would go to other people's houses and you just they would have things that are better than what you had, and you just valued it so much back then. You just had to have good clothes, good you wanted that so bad. And I reflect on it and think that's now I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
I actually don't care at all. But I do wonder. I've just had a child, and I wonder how you can actually bring up a child who doesn't really have that worry or care, because it did used to give me quite a bit of stress when I was young, and I don't really know why, because my parents didn't we lived comfortably. I don't know why.
Yeah, was it I don't know, I feel, was it ever brought up with your?
No, that's the part. I don't know if it's because we didn't talk about money. You just didn't talk about because you're a kid, so it's just not really a thing in your life,
Yeah.
But I tend to think maybe that could be the answer, that you actually really do talk to your kids about money and budgeting and just
I think
just like basic things like that.
Yeah,
and like put a budget so they work. They say you give them $10 pocket money or whatever, and they have to put 5 of it in a savings and like $2 for they can actually go and spend it on whatever they want.
Yeah, I think that's cool. Like sort of teaching them about money in a fun, safe way. Like money isn't scary, money isn't stress. You know what I mean? Like obviously it's important, but because what in the the environment like money was talked about so poorly. Like you don't finish a meal. That's X amount of money down the drain. So like I think what happened with me, particularly in my early 20s and early adulthood, was I had such a sort of scary image of money that I almost went so far the other way, where like materialistic things did become important to me just because I didn't want to. I was trying to escape that feeling of being poor or being having money as a stress.
Yeah.
But the same, obviously, as you evolve, you're like, fuck, like it's not the important thing at all. Of course, you want to have some financial literacy to support yourself.
100%.
But in terms of like life experience and connection, it's not important.
No.
It took me probably too long to realise, but you do. Like you're saying, so true. It is going back to what you're saying. It is important, I think, for at a young age for people not to be scared of that sort of thing. So it does add stress. You know what I mean?
It adds stress. There's definitely a point where it's like, okay, you get to, if you actually cannot pay the bills, then that's stressful.
Yeah, of course.
That is stressful.
And like you got to have like an element of work ethic. But in terms of like it being everything, you don't want it to be like a constant on your mind all the time. Yeah.
No. What was your childhood like? Like you grew up in Leopold born and bred.
Yeah.
Went to local school.
Yep. Yeah. So first few years were in Newcombe.
Yeah.
Then moved out to Leopold. And then Leopold Primary School. And then to St Ignatius till year 10. It was a funny one for me. I I don't know, like I just sort of always, and growing up, I don't know, I just never really sort of felt I fitted in anywhere, and I just tried so hard to become different versions of myself to fit in and be liked, and it, I don't know, like it never really, no matter what version I was pretending to be, it never really worked, and that went on for a long time. Like that went on even to sort of my early to mid 20s sort of thing, like trying to fit in because I didn't know where I did fit in, and then it's sort of like it wasn't working. Like no matter what I was pretending to be, wasn't working for me. There'd be moments where it felt good because it was like a masking of what was actually going on. But in terms of when my head hit the pillow at night, I knew I wasn't being, deep down, it wasn't me. So that was, I don't know, that was tough. I just feel like my whole, I don't know, I wasted a lot of my life pretending to be someone that I wasn't, and that showed up in my behaviour and my choices, which, has been something obviously still working on it today, and but that was something that sort of was at play for a long time. It's probably and I don't know why I found it so hard to fit in. I don't know. I think it definitely came from places of insecurity and feeling inadequate and stuff. But I just, that was a tough one. Like people speak often about school was their best time of their life. I didn't enjoy school at all. You know what I mean? Where my life is right now is easily the best. It's been like I'm enjoying life finally. Yep. A lot of it is because I've finally started to do genuine work. So in the past, the 2023 grand final,
yep.
I spoke after the game about how I'd become a better person, I'd stopped drinking and stopped doing drugs and stuff, but I hadn't really actually changed who I was. I just stopped drinking, doing drugs for a period of time, and on reflection, it was performative. I was hoping people were oh look, that's he's not drinking, he's not doing drugs, he's changed so much, and that's honestly what, looking back, that's the sort of what I was looking for, but I hadn't actually done the work on myself. I was just sober, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I had a time on it because of course, as soon as sort of the grand final finished, back on it, same behaviours, same choices, and like I hadn't actually done any work again. I was just sort of running from myself and facing myself.
You just go sober for a period and then be like, okay,
That's all I need to do. Yeah. Which is obviously so naive. Yeah, I think that like the past probably, like this year has been like definitely my most fulfilling and enriching year. But also like the toughest, just because I've had to face some things in myself that I hadn't faced before. Yeah. Some confronting things, like things that you sort of don't want to think of yourself. But I had to deal with them. I was just going to stay in the same spot. And I'm not talking about staying in the same spot as in like really excelling in my life in terms of like tangible milestones. I'm more just speaking about like I wasn't a person that I was proud of, and that was showing up in the way I was relationships, platonic, romantic, friendships, family. You know what I mean? I really had to get better at that because I like the reality is I've like made a lot of mistakes in my life and hurt a lot of people that I love and care about, and lost a lot of people that I love and care about, and like there's trust and respect that I'll never get back from people, and that's like fair enough due to the choices that I've made. But again, I was sort of just looking to run from that by doing overtly good things like not drinking and make it, you know what I mean? Like, and whilst that definitely does help, that's not all, you know what I mean? So the last, again, nowhere near like a complete person by any means, but definitely I think I'm starting to be a lot more honest with myself, which is starting to feel good.
Yeah. What, like when you say this year, is it counselling? Is it like speaking to someone? Is it, obviously, I know that you're sober at the moment for how long?
Yeah, it's been since Boxing Day last. It would be 6.5 months now. Yeah.
Great. And so like is it counselling or what's the?
Yeah, I go to a psychologist every 2 weeks, so fortnightly. That's super helpful. Not necessarily I'm not in a point of crisis. I mean, sometimes when I go there, I'm needing it, but it's more just to reflect on where I'm at. If things are going well, like what am I doing at the moment? That is sort of help me feel good. Why are my relationships at the moment working? And then also if things aren't going well, sort of tapping into why that is the case. And it also is good when I've got temptations or.
Let me just put this blind down, brother.
No, you're right. No, I
can't see shit.
Beaming in our face.
Can't see you.
Oh, you might need that one down as well.
Just so it's across more. I think it's all right.
There we go.
No, I'm blind. Yeah, sorry, mate.
No, don't worry, sorry. Just sort of like when there's temptations to sort of, I don't know, like use again or like, I guess, fall into old habits where I would be escaping or self-soothing that aren't actually productive and actually counterproductive, I will speak about that because I don't want to fall into the same habits that I have in the past and let myself or other people down. So it's been really helpful. So psychology and therapy has been massive for me. And I think lots of people who go would feel the same. Just sort of learning to sit with my thoughts and what I feel and not always respond or react emotionally. Again, it's definitely still working on it, but I'm proud of the work I'm doing.
Yeah. I recall a conversation we had. I don't know if you remember this. It was in one of the rooms here. I think it was. I think me and maybe Hughesy were in there.
Yeah.
In the room, potentially maybe Morph. Maybe
it was Morph.
Well.
Yeah.
And we're just going like. I'm sure you probably had a couple like similar circumstances, but I just recall a meeting because I just wanted the best for you because. People, like, I think you are, like, when I speak to you, like, the relationship that we have is you're the most genuine, supportive person of mine. Like, there would be nothing, and you would drop anything to help me out to do something like that. When I think of you, that's what I think about,
Thanks.
which I think is like,
that means a lot.
is a good reflection of a person. And I've got no qualms in saying like, I'm not perfect, you're not perfect. Like, mistakes have been made, but it's just like you could do nothing about it. Like, you've always been trying to search. I know you say overtly, but you were trying to genuinely help yourself, because you've just been searching and searching for a while, and I'm bloody hopeful that. Like, I'm sure there's going to be downs again. There always are in people's lives, but yeah, I hope that is my reflection of you when I speak about you. That's why I do have a lot of respect for you, and I know that you've made some stuff ups, whatever. You just have to go forward.
Yeah.
You just have to move forward.
Yeah, I appreciate that so much, and that I remember that clearly, and I was so scared to go into that meeting because I knew I'd fucked up. But I appreciated that. That's one thing I'm so grateful for. Like you talk about the relationship where you had, like, even through those times, you never gave up on me. You sort of had a really like amazing nous, and you still would, like, that when I was struggling, you'd step in without me having to ask, I've been so lucky with people like yourself and so many others, like Pup and J-Lo, Jai, like through all my good and bad, like, never ever gave up on me, and that, like, would have had every right to, you know what I mean? Like, I often reflect on that and think, fuck, I don't know if I was in your position and someone had made that many fuck ups, if I would still be able to support them. Like, and so, like, when I say I'm grateful for, like, the people like yourself seeing the good in me and believing in me, and like, I actually can't, like, articulate how appreciative I am of that. And it's hard for me to actually believe and accept that people would still want to, like, support me through all of that. And I am super grateful for it. It was literally life-changing for me.
Yeah. No, it's completely fine. I don't know, sometimes you just get like an unconditional support of people, and maybe it's not a good, I don't know. But I just thought there's a few people in my life, and obviously family and that included, it's like, unless you were to really burn that bridge, like, directly, it's like, you just sort of have an unconditional support, knowing that it's not going to be perfect. Like, things aren't going to be perfect, but doesn't mean you're not perfect. That just means everyone's not perfect.
No, of course, it's
like, it's like, you just learn like, even when you say, you have wasted your young years, I sort of don't see it. I see it differently with anything that you can. It doesn't mean, like, I hate the saying no regrets. Like, I've got so many regrets.
Yeah.
But it depends how you actually respond and, like, learn from them. And if you fuck up again, just don't do it again. And if you do, like, you just have to move forward.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see the people get stuck in. That's where I think a victim mentality comes from, where it's like people get so stuck up on things that have happened, and they literally can't do anything about it.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, what do you do when it's happened? You're trying to get better. You're apologising. You're doing whatever you need to do, and they just get stuck up on it and talk about.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you talk to people and they're just talking about the past, and I just think,
yeah,
mate, I'm sorry, you just got to fucking move on.
Yeah, 100%. And you're sort of robbing yourself. And that was me for the longest time. Like, I was sort of like, I carried so much shame and guilt around everything that I sort of allowed myself to stay there. But it was just a cop out. Like, I was just a cop out. I was taking the easy way, you know what I mean? Again, not face myself. So you're so right. As soon as the longer I sort of that went, the more, like, the longer it was where I was sort of staying in the same spot, where it took for me to actually step outside of that. And yeah, it was uncomfortable, because you got to, do the work to face all of that. But otherwise, like you're saying, you stay in the same spot.
Stay there.
Yeah, such a good point.
Yeah. How did any of these questions you don't have to answer, by the way? So you just stop and
I'll be open as. Yeah.
When did your drug use start?
Yeah, recreationally, I would have, I like would have smoked like weed at like 13, 14 or whatever. Not all the time, just like and then I would have had my first like ecstasy pill. That was what was going around back then. Probably like not like probably like 15 or 16 sort of thing. Didn't do it often because like all of us kids like wanted to play AFL, thought I had to be professional. And then once I sort of realised that wasn't going to happen, that's probably when I was like, because that was sort of all that was like, obviously hanging around with mates at that age are all doing it, and I was trying to be diligent to not do that. And then sort of as soon as that sort of like thing of not knowing I wasn't going to do that, play AFL, there was literally nothing else stopping me. Because again, from a young age, there was things that I was sort of battling with and dealing with that I was always looking to escape from. I didn't realise that at the time, but looking back, I was always looking to escape from that through something, you know what I mean? And then one sort of that thing holding up of like, I don't have to like hold this all together for this image because I'm not going to play AFL. I was like, whatever. And that would have been when it sort of started being frequent, probably around like 17. Yeah.
You've just got you just have obviously mates or people at the time you're hanging around with, just getting it from, like, how do you even, I'm not really into that, haven't really been into that scene before. How do you even get it?
That's the big issue. Like it is so accessible as much as like you could just, you and I and like everyone that you've driven past today would be able to get like within today. If you wanted some by 5 o'clock tonight, you could get some. Someone would know someone that would go. It's so accessible. Just it's scarily accessible. So it's not hard to do. Or to get your hands on, which is a massive concern, of course. But yeah.
What's after you like? Always hear the come downs after. How bad are they?
So it's fucked up, mate. Like I can't. So obviously, the drug use. It's like the reason you're using is because you are trying to escape from something. So you already got shame, guilt, feelings of loneliness, whatever it is. So you're trying to escape that. You use, you have the high for a bit, you do forget about that. But then, so just say you're operating here, the drug use brings you here, the come down brings you fucking here. So any bit of shame, guilt, loneliness, inadequacy, incompetency, loneliness, whatever you're feeling here, might go away for a couple of hours, but it's exasperated a billion times on the come down, and it is so fucked to face because you can't face yourself operating normally. That's why you use drugs. Try fucking facing yourself on a come down. Given why people get addicted, because they will use again to not face the come down, keep using to not face the come down, because you can't live with it. Like you already feel like you're a not worthy human or person. When you're on the come down, it's honestly the worst feeling ever. Like that, don't miss it. You know what I mean?
Like, what level do you operate at today for the most part? I'm sure you have down to everyone does.
Yeah, of course. So that's again when I always imagined when I was using that if I got sober I'd go from here to here and life would be rainbows. It's not like that. It's like obviously you're sort of up and down some days, but I don't know. It's just you're definitely not down here. And the longer I go being sober and it's not just being sober. It's more just living in alignment with who I truly want to be and believe in as a person. Like that, yes, of course, is not using drugs or drinking alcohol at this point in my life, but it's also the way I show up for my friends and my intentions with people, platonic or romantic, being able to sit with things that I'm uncomfortable. Because, I just think just not letting others down has been at this point in my life is something that helps me. So again, just, going back to being in alignment with who I truly want to be, you slowly, over time, this just gets, because you trust yourself more and you believe in yourself more, and that brings more light to your life. You start noticing the little things, and I enjoy a conversation with, like the old people at the coffee shop, you know what I mean? Just things like that, then those little things enrich your life more. So I don't like, I've sort of gone away from the naivety of, well, whatever it would be called, of thinking I'm going to be operating at a high level all the time, because I'm still have high levels of anxiety around a lot of things. I still feel very uncomfortable in a lot of situations or about things when I think about the future of my life, but I'm able to manage that more and not resort to using, you know what I mean? I can work through that on my own, or if I can't work through it, I know I have resources to help me through that. Definitely still have crash outs, but they last less long, and I am hopeful I can get out of it, because the thing with what I realised was going on was, just say I was sort of operating here, and just say this is rock bottom and I'm operating here. The drugs would obviously bring you up here, but then as I was coming down, so if this is rock bottom, I'd get to here and then use drugs again. So I never actually let myself get to here. So I've had, when I stopped using for long term, I actually had to get to there. So I had never felt that level of uncomfortability before, because I never let myself, because I was too scared to face that and face myself. So having to sit through that, like a few months ago, I was probably one of the toughest moments in my life. Like nothing bad happened. I just really was forced to face myself and who I was and who I am and my choices I've made. Like, I've obviously reflected on them in the past, but I fully had to sit with the weight of a lot of the choices that I made and how that impacted other people, which I was obviously always aware of, but never truly sat with choices that I've made and how that sort of affected how my life's panned out, and genuinely work through that. And drugs would never have given me the opportunity to do that. So working through that while it was fucking tough, and I still am, but has definitely, like, to feel that helps you come back more. And I'm able to now, when I feel myself going down, I don't try to avoid it. I understand that there's reasons for it. I feel it, and then you can sort of start feeling good again, rather than just like, I'm not going to feel any of this. What can I quickly do to fix it? Like, again, living consistently with the life that, is in alignment with you helps that. But yeah, I think that's sort of just right now. I'm proud of who I am. Again, obviously, I've so much I want to get better at as a person, as a human. But I wake up excited about the day. I'm hopeful for the future. I very grateful with the people around me. I'm getting closer with people that I love and care about. And yeah, it's like I am excited for my life, which is a good feeling I haven't really had ever. Yeah.
When with the belonging stuff, like, what's your like, you didn't belong, because I don't want to say, like, you're a unique person, and so, but yeah, like, I'm just thinking, like, the relationship me and you had was always, like, well, I've always enjoyed being around you. I think, like, we always take the piss out of each other, but then we'll have the deepest conversations.
Definitely.
And you said something, another special thing about you is you seem to have deeper conversations with I noticed that you have a lot of deep conversations with a lot of people. Like, I don't know the easiest way to explain this, but like, for me personally, if we're at the pub, or we're here, or wherever, like, I feel like you have a deep connection with a lot of people.
That's a really nice. That's actually a cool compliment.
I think it is. I don't like. You seem to have a lot of deep conversations with people. Do you find that?
Yeah,
When I compare it to myself, it doesn't mean I don't. This is one of the things I like about doing this podcast, is because I don't. I mean, obviously, me and you have had good combos, but like, other people I sit with, I would never sit with and have, like, actually understand them. And I said to you the other night when I was having a beer, I said the only time you really have, like, genuine conversations with people is when you drink and piss, and it's like, it's garbage.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I appreciate that a lot, actually. Thanks. Someone actually said that again the other day, and I don't know, like, because I don't want to, like, I don't like not trying to be like this big deep philosophical person, but it's just like, I think it's a cool way to get to know people.
It's so cool.
By asking questions and learning about them. And it feels good when people, I don't know, like, for me, it like feels good when people want to learn about me. So I sort of think, one, I just want to get to know people because it builds connection when you get to know them, but I'm sure it would feel good to them. It might be a question that they hadn't been asked or something they've been wanting to speak about. And one thing that I've realized that I think is really cool, that I love, is like when you hear people speak about what they're passionate about, and it doesn't have to always be like a big life-changing thing, like politically, or like a thing that's gonna change the world, or like obviously there's things in life that are not. But I'm just saying, even if they're just passionate about, I don't know, like gardening, or just something they're working towards, like you can sort of see their vibrations change and their body language change, and you're like, this is to them, whilst everything is going on in the world, this is like their whole world at the moment. It's so cool seeing people speak about things that are really important to them in that moment. And I think it's even cooler when those things aren't big, massive things. Like it's just something in life that to them right now is important. And I don't know. I think that's a special thing. So I think, going back to your question, that's like when you're speaking to people, it's cool to sort of delve a little deeper into what's actually going on for them, because I feel like we all sort of want to express ourselves, and I think just being able to talk about something that's important to you is a cool way to express yourself and build connection. And what you said earlier in that question, which like at the start of that question, which I agree with, when I felt like saying I didn't feel like I belonged, it was, again, on reflection, like I back then I had this tough front that, if you don't like me, fuck off, like I'll do this. But like that's not who I was or who I am. And to be honest, like I would have a victim's mindset and sort of be like, oh, why aren't they wanting me here? Why aren't I wanted there? But really, like I wasn't even being myself, and I didn't even belong in myself. So I couldn't expect to belong there. And I think that is why, because I wasn't myself and I was so insecure, and where in places I didn't belong, I felt I didn't fit in, or maybe I didn't get invited here, or maybe I didn't get invited there. It was like, it hurt me so much because I didn't even belong in myself. But it's funny, the more I've sort of stripped that back and just been myself, I've gotten closer with a lot of my friends that I really value and care about. And then when perhaps like it might be an environment that I don't fit into, I actually don't mind, because like it's clearly just not for me. And that's not anything against the people that I'm not like or the environment that I'm not a part of. And it's just like, that's something like, that's your environment, this is my environment, and that's okay, you know what I mean? But as long as I'm being true to myself. But when I'm being my behaviours are hurtful to others, my choices are, self-sabotaging, also, not respectful of others, and then I'm not fitting in, I'm sort of not wanting to feel that. I'm like, oh, this is like, why? So, but now it's like, if I know I'm moving well and, kind and caring, considerate of others, and true to myself, which vicariously is someone that, people who are close to me would want to be around. It's like, if I'm not, like, if somewhere's a place that isn't like suited for me, that's okay, because I know there's places where I do belong. But like obviously on reflection, like the places that I didn't belong, obviously there were times like growing up where like, like you get bullied. I would have been a bully to people. Like there were places where like you just get excluded from, or you exclude others just out of nastiness as a kid. I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking about sort of as I got older, the more I reflect, like the places that like maybe you get like not included, it was definitely like elements like,
just like not invited or things like that. And it was,
yeah, but it's fair, you know what I mean? Like I look back and think, I wasn't even a person that I wanted to be around or be involved with. I know what you're saying. I was never like a, I don't know. I knew I wasn't being true. Looking back, I wasn't being true to myself, and I don't blame people for not wanting to be around me during those times. Again, very lucky that I had people that stuck by me, but yeah.
You sort of search for that validation though. That's human nature.
It's human, yeah.
Like you want to feel valued. Like people want to feel valued.
But I was doing it the wrong way.
Yeah.
I was going about
sure.
it the wrong way. But no, for sure.
Well, not necessarily going about it the wrong way. You were searching for to be valued, to be valid. Probably more to be valued.
You're right.
And then it would, like, that was what you seen as like a positive direction.
Yeah, that's
Like you weren't like deliberately working.
No, yeah.
Like you were trying to better yourself. You didn't know how to do it.
That's exactly it. I didn't know how to do it, but again, it's sort of like, you're right. Like I did just want to be a good person, and but I just didn't know how to get there or what that truly looked like. Like, and I was sort of, the way I sort of thought about doing it was, again, very looking back, performative. Not, yeah, I don't know. Like I was looking for quick fixes. You know what I mean?
Well, to be fair, like I don't recall specifically saying this to you, but I'm sure I probably have just told you to get sober.
Yeah.
And that clearly wasn't the whole answer. Like just telling you to get off getting off the grog and drugs was never going to solve the whole problem anyway.
Yeah.
And you this footy club here has played a huge role, but you've got you've got builders and like people who are not in the health profession trying to help. It's like, it was always going to be a journey.
Yeah, yeah. No, and it was coming from a good place, of course.
Oh, 100%. Like,
yeah.
I've got no qualifications, and that was my advice. Like, get off the drugs, mate. You'll be fine.
Yeah,
that's all you got to do. It's like,
I thought
that's not the whole answer.
No, no. And I think, and you're so right. I think what I've realised is like, it was like I had to do, that was again quick Band-Aid fix, but it's like I had to do so much other work to find out truly who I was. And it's like, by doing that, then I could just sort of, at this point in my life, make the choice that drugs and alcohol aren't for me right now, but that was like an aftermath of doing it, where before it was like, no drugs and alcohol, okay, I'm just this perfect person, which was just so fucking stupid, but it's just the way I was thinking at the time, you know what I mean? Like,
it's all a journey, mate.
Yeah.
Or you said, like I get anxiety about my future. I get anxiety. I mean, I think everyone suffers anxiety, to be honest.
Yeah.
Everyone has a level of anxiety about certain things.
Yeah.
And it's natural, but obviously the drugs and whatnot would make it far, far worse.
Yeah.
And then there's just naturally people get more or less anxiety around. Mm-hmm. But I think having the coping mechanisms in place to be like, okay, righto, I'm in it right now.
Yeah.
And like, this is what I do.
Yeah.
This is how I handle it. You just have to face it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And then it's not this big scare. It sort of doesn't become this big scary thing anymore.
No, yeah. After you've done like, obviously like it initially is scary because of things you got to face, but like what you're saying, like after you've sort of built that trust within yourself, facing sort of everyday sort of fears and anxieties and challenges, it isn't as scary because you can sort of understand where those feelings are coming from, and what actually genuinely is going to help, not just make you forget about it. You know what I mean? What's actually going to help you work through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, mate. The mental health space stuff does interest me a lot. I get torn on this because, as I said, like everyone suffers anxiety. I think everyone has mental health
issues
to a degree.
Yeah, no, 100%. Everyone would struggle with it.
Everyone has a mental health. Like I've been depressed before, or I've had depressive feelings, but I wouldn't consider myself to have depression.
Yeah, of course.
I've suffered anxiety before. I still do regularly. Before a podcast, I get anxious.
Yeah.
But I don't think I have clinical anxiety or whatever it is. And always concerns me now about a lot of the the prescription and stuff that because I think there's
the labelling, diagnosis.
And there's prescription drugs and that because I think there's absolutely a place, but then sometimes I don't know. The mental health stuff is it's an interesting space because it's grown it's gotten so big.
No, I'm hearing you, and I've felt the same. Like it's because obviously diagnosis and correct being medicated appropriately is very important and appropriate for a lot of people. But I've felt that as well. Like sometimes I feel like, because if there's something going on, we naturally want answers as to why we're feeling or behaving a certain way, and a diagnosis and prescription can help you work through that, definitely, never questioning that. But I do think a lot of the time there are instances where people sort of almost look for that as an excuse almost for their behaviour. And I was a part of that too. I was like, oh, but this is going on, this excuses the behaviour. I guess not an excuse justifies the behaviour. And then just sort of fall into, well, I've got this, I've got that. That's just why I'm behaving this way. But it's like, no. Like, of course, these factors are creating challenges. The reason I'm talking about money is because I'm very mindful. I don't want to talk about other people and seem like it's like but it's like these things are at play here. We need to do the work to manage it because nothing is unmanageable, and it's no different. It might be a diagnosis, but it's no different to external factors that other people face. Just because it's not a mental health diagnosis doesn't mean it's less challenging. But it's almost like, just say someone's going through something that isn't a mental health diagnosis, and if they were to behave the same way as I was with, it's like almost I get it off the hook pass because I've got these done. Where it's like no, like these factors can be just as, if not harder. You know what I mean? So you do, like what you were saying before, you do have to be really careful not to fall victim to it and almost use the diagnosis as a tool to be like, okay, I understand what's going on now. That's more reason and motivation to work through it, because there's a thing, not, oh, I needed this to justify my, behaviours and choices.
Yeah. I'm the same as you. Like, I don't want to jump in and act like I'm the professional when I've never really, like, I don't consider myself to have been through, anything that's been I've been through some mental challenges as every person in their whole life, but like the severity of them would be far, far less than what other people have been through. But I also do think there's partly, I think both are correct. There is definitely an issue. There is definitely a lot more mental health instances and awareness, though. It's like it's definitely more prevalent. So I think that's true. I also think that people take the piss with it, like as in, or maybe not take the piss is the right word. They will label like a bout of anxiety or depression as like
that's the
full depression, and so I think that's true. And then there's everything in between. So it's like which makes it even harder again, because it might be like 99% over this way or 99% this way. So it's like, well, they've got 1% that's right.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And you don't really know
where it is on that sort of spectrum or scale. No, I agree, and I think the important part is, like, I guess no matter what it's labelled as or what it is, it's like you just and again, I understand there's complexities and situations that are far different, and you would never question some people's situation. I'm not talking about that, but
100%.
A lot of times, like, and again, I can speak to this because I was not doing this, is you have to take accountability for your part in that. And yeah, you may, like what you're saying, you may feel anxious about something, that you might be going through a state of feeling depressed. But it's just, you shouldn't be, it's not a reason to succumb to that and feel like that's your whole life. And that's what I was doing. I was taking no accountability for my part in it. Wasn't really taking genuine steps to get through that, work through that. And I do think that happens to a lot of people today. It's sort of like they have an uncomfortable feeling. They want to, instead of taking accountability for their part in that, they want a justification or which is, I think, what we're talking about. And then they sort of just sit with that and sort of just be like, oh, well, this is me, this is my life now, which isn't the case. Again, like we said, not speaking about circumstances which are obvious that aren't that case. But I do think the awareness is great, but I think it can, I agree. I feel like people are sort of can and some people are almost like self-diagnosing themselves as well, which just like, I don't think anyone should ever do that. But yeah, I think a lot of people almost like, it's almost like a trend at the moment to sort of have a diagnosis or something. And again, that is harmful to people who have generally been clinically diagnosed, because it's like, gets taken less seriously and stuff. So I think it is important that the awareness is definitely there. It's super important, but the way it's sort of rolled out, or the language that we use around it, and the diligence we use while speaking about it, and I guess that's super important to keep the integrity of it.
It sort of gets like like you have to tiptoe around talking about it as well, in a sense as well, because it's like there's legitimate cases, so you don't want to downplay that whatsoever, which I never would. But then to have an actual hard conversation about it, you sort of do need to talk about the reality, like the actual details of it.
100%.
I mean, that's the same with any difficult topic, I guess. It's like, maybe all the different things going on, trans, racism, all that sort of field. It's like,
dude,
like if you could go down a rabbit hole there, and it's like you can't really talk about it, but you need to be able to talk about it very specifically to actually solve the problem.
I know, but it almost seems those conversations you have with this stuff, like it seems almost ingenuine, because you can't really speak to how you feel, because even you can speak about it as respectfully or as you like, but it will still be taken the wrong way. Like, just a disagreement in opinion that's not disrespectful, I don't think. No. I think we should be able to have these conversations, because then if you're able to tell me exactly how you feel and your beliefs around it, and I can tell you my beliefs and how I feel about something without judgment, then we can actually understand each other. Don't have to agree. No. We can at least understand the point of view. Right now, it's almost like this is how we have to feel about something. Don't say otherwise, and that doesn't work. And that's why I feel like there's a lot of pushback and push and pull with these sort of topics, because the conversations around it aren't really encouraged. Like, they say it's encouraged, but it's almost like you're guided into the conversation. You're actually allowed to have, there's almost like guidelines. This is how you have to speak about it. Again, obviously, you'd show respect to anyone you speak to about anything, but you don't have to do it from a script. You know what I mean? No. Like, you should be able to have honest conversations, and that's how I feel like we would be able to move forward. Like,
100%.
Yeah.
Well, I think I have those conversations with my close mates.
Yeah.
And we have like some of the, because you legitimately can't say stuff without getting labelled.
Yeah.
You're either a phobia of some sort.
Yeah.
Whatever the case is. And it's like, hang on, can we actually just have a conversation about, like, can we go into the room where it's everything's off the cards, as long as there's no being violent or verbally violent to each other. It's just like, let's just have a respectful conversation.
Yeah.
And there might be some, and we're just looking to see what each other's opinions are.
Yeah.
But as soon as I'm happy, I'm very open to having someone's opinion said to me, and I just won't it doesn't make me angry I just go, fair enough.
Yeah.
As long as I can just live my life and live my way over here.
Yeah.
But I feel like there are people in the world who if you have your opinion, that's just, they're out of your
100%.
They're out of your group. They're like, no, they're off you.
Yeah, definitely. And a lot of the time that does come from a place of insecurity. Like, if you're not willing to sort of understand why someone might feel that way about you, it's almost like, if you're, again, I'll speak to this because I was there, like, if someone had said stuff about me, years ago, I would have been like, oh, fuck them. But it's like, now it's like, if someone so I'm curious, like, okay, that's actually fair. Like, why do you feel that way? And they might tell me, and I might go, actually, that's actually a fair point. I hadn't thought about that. Like, but it's almost like with these conversations, you're never going to get there, because it's like, they're not, a lot of the people that you speak to about these topics aren't willing to hear, and they're so set in their ways. And I think the tough part is with that, it's like, it's not, I know there would definitely be people in those conversations that just want to be rude and derogatory, which no one should be okay with or have to sit through.
Yep.
But it's like, a lot of the time it's because there is clearly a divide, and nobody wants that divide. But without having these conversations with our genuine curiosity, of course with respect, but it's just going to stay there or actually keep getting pushed further apart. And you're right, you can't, a lot of the conversations that you'd like to have, which I think would be progressive, you just aren't able to have.
Can't have them.
Yeah.
You either can't say it's either like specific words or certain things you just can't say.
Or views, like
Or views, or they just don't want to
have the conversation
they don't want to
whatsoever.
have the conversation.
Exactly right.
Or their opinions are the truth.
Yeah, exactly right.
They see it as black and white, like
Yeah.
factual.
And there's no curiosity around how someone may see it someone else, or how their view may actually be compromised, or there's no willingness to sort of see it from that side.
That shits me to tears. That's why I just live like, I've just got, the more and more I get through life, I'm just like, I just have to control. I just control what I can control. Yeah. And because even like you look into politics or whatever it is, it's like, I can't really change anything.
Yeah.
I would you'd love to, but then you could spend hours and hours reading through political stuff for what?
For not, just to sort of like stay up to date, I guess.
I hate that.
I know.
That I'll literally just, all I can do is complain about it.
Yeah, and you do see, like, some people, that's their whole life, hey, like these complaints. And I understand how there's some governmental issues or like political issues that do impact people. But like you're saying, like if you spend all your tickets worrying about that, you're just doing yourself a disservice because we can't do anything about it. Yeah.
What are you work-wise at the moment?
So I'm working in re-engagement work at the moment. So people who are exiting prison, also just help them develop their adhere to their CCO. So when people leave prison, there's a CCO that they have, which is a corrections order. So that's like basically a set of rules that they've got to follow.
Yeah.
That changes depending on the severity of the crime, and then just helping them, reacclimate into society. With helping them with accommodation, employment, relationship building, which I think is the most important. And they're just hoping to build a stable enough life to avoid reincarceration, really. Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Super interesting, yeah. Obviously rewarding at times, but obviously is defeating at times as well, just because like sometimes the outcomes for the people that you're supporting aren't the way you'd hope for them to. So that, it's sad for them. But like any job, there's ups and downs.
Yeah, it's interesting. So they come out, then you go through the whole process of getting them back hopefully into society.
Yeah, literally, and that will look different to every individual. And I mean, there's complexities for everyone, but some more than others. Some situations are a lot more challenging than others. But it's sort of just working through and finding out what is going to be most suitable and sustainable for the individual.
How did you end up in? Because you went into that industry for your whole working career.
I was just, again, I was like sort of, the last job I had before changing fields, I was in civil construction and hating, like I was smoking, drinking every night into the drug, like just a shit lifestyle.
A weekday smoker.
Yeah, literally.
Let's go.
I know, gross. I knew I needed a change, and then I sort of just quit my job, didn't have any plan, and then sort of just, tried a few different things, and then sort of just, worked my way into this now, and it's, I enjoyed it. It's a much better, again, when I speak about aligning with who I am, it's definitely more in alignment with who I want to be, but also feels good to be able to support people as well.
It seems fitting for you to be into that, like, you've been through some things yourself, and then your best trait is just being like I've already said, like you care for people, you're genuine, and like when people speak to you, they don't feel, they know that you're interested. Like they feel like you're interested in it.
That's so nice.
You're not. I know you're not. It's not a performance for you. You genuinely are interested in people when you speak to them, and it's like people. That's what people say about you. Like when you speak to them,
That's so kind.
But like that. So when you're coming out of that system, I could only imagine it's like they would have so many challenges already. So to have that in their corner from the start would be useful.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, that means a lot. And I think that is important again, like just sort of meeting someone where they're at and at their level, and like what you're speaking about, like trying to learn about them without judgment, because a lot of the people, like when they're getting spoken to, would be sort of by law enforcement, where it's like they're in trouble. You know what I mean? So when they're getting asked questions, they're in trouble. So sort of just trying to be like, like this is just trying to get to know you, to support you, not because you're in trouble. Like
there's no other like
motive. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. But no, thanks. I really appreciate that. That's really kind.
What about the Kicking with Wags?
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah. So I just was doing kicks with.
Can we just talk about first the amount my memories of being at Leopold always like the funnest times that I had with like yourself, but also in other guys, is like competing with you out in trainings and like reviewing, like if you ever, because you are, I'll tell you once, you've got very good skills as a footballer, and you're a great footballer, but the shit talk about like if you would fuck up a kick,
everyone's on me.
Like I'm a dour backman who shouldn't kick too often, so it was always, and I used to love that banter, the banter on the field of just like taking the piss out of each other.
Yeah,
I just get so much enjoyment out of that.
It was the best, yeah.
And it was so good back then, and we used to always like you would never stuff. You wouldn't stuff too much up.
But if you do, you're hearing about it.
It's good.
Yeah, I love that too. I reckon that's.
And all the boys are like that.
Yeah, it was so good. It's like it'd be funny because like you'd like miss one kick in like one of the warm up drills, or like would be an octopus, and you'd be hearing it from everywhere.
And like the arrogance that we all used to have.
Yeah.
Around how good our skills were.
Yeah, like you'd nail someone on the chest. Sorry about that one. So,
we're just local football.
Yeah, we're just local football. It's not even that good, but yeah, like it'd be so Like,
that was fun. That's probably still one of my favourite parts about footy. Just the shit talk among us.
Yeah, it's funny because like obviously none of us are genuinely arrogant, but you put on the front like you're the best one.
Most arrogant. The more arrogance, the better.
Yeah.
And like that's good. That's good stuff.
After the drills, like someone stuffed up one kid, like don't let that ruin your night, mate. Like like next one, like I know you ruined the drill that time, but like just don't let it carry on to the next drill. And
Oh, that was good. I love that. So yeah, how did the Kicking with Wags? So it's how did that come about?
Well, it was really cool. I was just like coming down here, doing sort of sessions with Briz, he plays at Leopold now, and Beef, two young fellas at Leopold now. And then one day I sort of just filmed I was actually filming to give Briz feedback on how it would how his kicking was and stuff, and just so I could sort of look at it to give him good advice. And then I put a little video together in it, and obviously like I've got such great mates, everyone sort of got around it and like shared it and stuff. And then I didn't really have a plan for it. I thought maybe there'd be sort of other guys at Leopold, because I really enjoyed it, because like footy is something that I like. It is one thing that's been in my life that I am actually confident in myself in, not in terms of like being a gun player or anything like that. It's more just like when I say confident, it's something that I have for a long time actually enjoyed learning as like a student of the game, like actually like strategically, tactically, all that sort of thing. Like it's something I've enjoyed learning about and putting time into. So I was hoping maybe I'd get some other, people who were sort of aspiring to, progress their footy, and just sort of, because I like teaching and I wanted to progress see if I could develop in my sort of teaching and coaching. And then posted a video, and it just went up, like I got like 1,000 followers on the page in like a month or something, which was crazy. Got some like AFL players following, like a AFL coach followed my page and stuff, which was really cool. And then just got more and more interest, like organically. I had no plan for anything. I didn't expect it. And it was really cool, especially in that sort of, because I struggle with in the off season when footy's not there to sort of have any sort of routine. You sort of lose that bit of purpose. And then it sort of gave me a reason to sort of like, I don't know, like I had to shop for something. And I know it was really cool, especially in those. I've had to take a break now just because with footy it takes up a lot of time, and like just like I need to manage my own sort of stuff so I'm not burnt out, and then I'm still able to show up well. So I'll get back into it once footy season finishes. But especially in that pre-season time, it was actually really good for me, and I loved it so much. And I was so lucky and grateful. I had so much support from, obviously like not like so much support from people I didn't know, which was really cool. But my close mates, like I feel like when you start something up, like you are with this, like if your close mates support you and get around you, it just makes you feel so good and it motivates you. And I was lucky that I had that. It was another moment where I sat back and going, fuck, like I really am like so blessed and lucky to be surrounded by such great people. Yeah.
Were you nervous to like put the social page and that up?
My Lord, so fucking nervous. Like, and that's why like I was just obviously worried what people would think of me. And what was so stupid was a little bit about what my close mates would think of me. But at the end of the day, I sort of knew my close mates would support me. I was just worried about what people who I didn't even know that well would think of me. And I'm like, they don't know me that well anyway. And if I was to do this and someone didn't like me for it, they probably don't even really like me anyway. So I don't know why I was caring so much. And I'm sure there'd be people that are like, oh, look at this is lame, or this is stupid, or this is whack, which is whatever. But it doesn't really matter. Like it's not like it, again, doing this it's something people enjoy. I've built great relationships from it. I know people have got a lot out of it as well. Like I know some people have come to my sessions, like they've messaged me after saying they feel a lot more confident in themselves now. I've had parents message me saying their kid is feeling so much more confident, believes in themselves. So that is what it really is about, and that's what I get a kick out of. But it's like, there's no, like if people are to not like that, it's like whatever. It's not causing any harm or anything to anyone. It's you know, there are people who are getting a lot out of it, and it's improving their life. Again, not that that's anything I've done, just sort of an environment they can go to where they can go. So that has been cool. But I was so fucking nervous, but I was just like anything. It's like you just got to do it, and then you're like, oh, it's not so scary. And then what about you with this?
Well, I just pretty much could just repeat what you said.
Yeah.
So I had mine came about because of so there was something I wanted to do for ages, like for a fair while, and I'm like, I enjoy listening to podcasts, and then, so I've said it a couple of times, but yeah, so the Exert Fitness boys who are up in Cairns where I live at the moment, they quit their jobs, so they're full-time builders, quit their jobs and just went all in on this fitness. They basically just are mad. They just run, like one of them's running 100 marathons in 100 days in a couple months, and like they've run a 24-hour event where they ran for 24 hours, and they're just going all in on it. And I'm
so
like,
cool.
Yeah, I'm like, good on you boys. And like, they're not. I'm not social media, whatever it is, trained or social media or whatever it is like, and neither are they. They're builders who are just on the tools every day.
Yeah.
Probably anti-social media, if anything. And then they're just fucking all in.
Yeah.
And then once I got into it,
it's so cool, isn't it?
Like now that I'm in it now, like I was the same, like probably worrying about what people would think, but now I actually just don't care.
Nah. Yeah.
Like I've enjoyed it so much, like even more than I thought I would. And it's just, I don't know, it's been awesome. So now I'm just all in on it.
That's so good. Yeah, and it's again, you're opening up dialogue about conversations or topics that people wouldn't typically do, like you said, unless it's with a beer. But it's far more like legitimate, authentic, and organic when it's
100%.
And I think and there would be definitely people who you speak to that for them it would feel really good to get a lot of the things they're talking about, which they probably haven't been given the platform opportunity to speak about. But then also there would be a lot of people that are watching it going, fuck, like I've felt that, or like that's relevant to me. And then it sort of opens up dialogue for them. Like I think it's really cool what you're doing.
Well, especially like blokes are traditionally poor at speaking.
Yeah.
Unless it's on, as I said, unless it's on the piss.
Yeah.
Like you don't really, you don't catch up with guys a lot and just be like, right, let's go for a coffee. And
nah.
Even like doing things, like the Kicking with Wags thing is awesome because you actually would be speaking to people.
Yeah.
Heaps, like a lot then as well.
100%. And once the heart rate gets up a bit and the hard session's done, people start opening up a bit more too. Like,
I legitimately think running, like if as a therapist, if you should be like a running / therapy session.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It doesn't have to. You don't have to be a runner at all. You can literally, whatever walking pace is, just above that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Just say whatever a jog is considered to you.
Yeah.
I've been doing that with some guys as well, and we're obviously back here, so we'll start doing them. But honestly, when you go running when you're doing something hard with people, I don't know what it does.
It's amazing how it
opens up something in your brain.
Exactly right. Yeah.
There's a hormone there,
and people start to become more vulnerable and open. And again, it's a healthy, it's obviously not you're not just but it's a healthy and sustainable way to help people open up. And there's so many long-term, lasting benefits from it. It's such a cool way to get to know people and connect with yourself and others.
Yeah. So what Kicking with Wags, we will just continue. Obviously, it does make sense. The hardest part for mine is time.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Fortunately, unfortunately, probably this thing doesn't pay. But I've loved it that much, so it's still got to work and have my normal life. But the best part is you just I have these combos. But Kicking with Wags, you predominantly do it out of season.
Yeah.
Do you think? It probably makes sense. The part that resonated with me as well was it actually gives you a kick.
Yeah.
It gives me as a drive to.
No, I know.
You're keen to record the sessions and actually.
Yeah.
That's for all the negatives of social media. My algorithm on this page is literally just mindset, fitness, and and health.
Yeah, and growth podcast.
And then if I go on my own one, my personal page, political crap.
Yeah.
Obviously see all my friends' stuff, which is good.
Yeah.
But then I go over to this one and it's all just. So I'm social media does get a bad rap, and I still don't want to sit there and scroll for hours and hours.
But the content that you're actually seeing,
it's awesome. So I guess so. What you're Kicking with Wags, you'll do predominantly out of season.
Yeah, I don't actually have it again because I didn't have a plan when I started it. I don't actually have a plan for it. It's just sort of I'll just sort of. I probably should look into that. But I'm sort of just at the end of the day, the main thing is I really want to help people who are also passionate about footy. One, just connect. I think that's a cool thing. I've spoken to a few people. I feel around local footy, there's really almost a hostile environment between people and stuff. Where I've had people who I've played against who I wasn't sure where. We had no relationship. Wasn't sure where. Felt each other. Who reached out and gone for a kick with them, and it's just it just feels good. I don't know, you're connecting to a similar interest. So that number one is just for connection. So for people who are wanting to sort of, I don't know, connect in a environment that isn't alcohol, or it's a cool way to a common interest to connect, and also just people that are wanting to progress or develop in their footballing career. If I can play any part in that, that's what excites me. So I'll continue just doing that. What that looks like, I'm actually not 100% sure yet, but I'll just do what feels right. You know what I mean? Yeah.
The other good part, I say this a bit as well, is again, bloke's not the best at talking, but if you actually do something with guys, even go for a drive, where you're not just sitting at each other, facing each other, because it just feels all even I feel for me and you, it's fine because we know each other. And people I know, it's fine.
Yeah.
But if you just meet up with some bloke from Grovedale or whatever it is, and you sit face to face, it's going to be awkward.
Because it feels too formal and all.
Yeah. Whereas you get a footy, you're you're sort of doing this to the side, but then also
exactly right.
Then, you get into it, and then you start opening up, and how's life?
Yeah.
It just evolves into a different combo.
100% far more organically, and it's almost like you're saying, because if you're sitting face to face with someone that you don't already have a relationship with, even if you do, but it's that sort of, it's almost
eyeballing
each other. It's the pressure to sort of, but out there, it's if you're just sort of doing something that you already feel comfortable doing, then that stuff just, like you said, flows and just sort of evolves, eventuates organically, and people sort of feel a bit more safer to talk about, I think, in that sort of environment.
Yeah, 100%. What's next for Logan Wagener?
Yeah,
What are you up to?
I don't know. Like, I think it's still just going to be, I just want to keep figuring out more about myself. And I know that doesn't always have to be so intense, and it's not going to look like huge things in terms of, like, like cutting out this or cutting out that, or just more like day to day, what are some, I guess, behaviors or characteristics about myself that I should leave behind that don't serve me anymore, in terms of like they don't, it doesn't foster an environment that I'm going to grow in, or, help me be the person that is someone that I think the people I love and, close to me want to be around. So like sort of learning my own toxic traits and behaviors that have been ingrained in me through like my life and what and through choices I've made, through what I've experienced, and definitely being accountable for that. But learning ways of thinking that aren't no longer serve me, and then also just trying to tap into the behaviours and traits about myself that are serving me well, and understanding, what I don't know, just like sort of like what is going on in my life when things are going well, and just sort of continuously tapping into things and learning about myself without avoiding anything to I don't know, keep being on a journey that I can be proud of, and that people around me, I'm a good, I'm someone that, people around me want to be around. And again, I don't know, I don't have any big plans. Like, I've got a few travel plans, which is exciting, but I don't really have anything right now that I'm, plans. I'm just sort of being.
It sounds like you've like almost pulled unscrabbed it, or like, you're back to like your roots.
Yeah.
It's like you're just like doing you're just doing basic shit well.
Yeah.
It's like you obviously look after your like probably diet and like grog and whatnot, which plays a big role.
Yeah.
You're not like, you just, even like the Kicking with Wags stuff, you said like it was overwhelming, so you've just pulled it back.
Yeah.
It's still there. You
Yeah.
loved it. You'll do it again, but it was like you're probably working full time, had that footy, like you just too much going on.
Yeah, it's so true. Well, actually, now that you're saying it, I think for me, it's I am trying to establish my identity, and it's not. It's at the end of the day, like for me, it's a lot of the time has been like, like footy or this or that, and like at the end of the day, I'm just a local footballer. It's like I don't have to, be really good at footy or try to, have lots of money or, look this way or do this or do that. Like, none of that is actually truly who I am. And I think it's just about continuously figuring out who I am. And obviously your identity evolves as is always evolving, but I just want to really like feel like I don't actually have to be good or the best at anything. I just have to be true to myself and what I believe in, and life sort of will take care of itself, sort of thing. And your relationships just get closer organically. And I think I've started to feel that. Like I used to, it's like I could be behaving in a way that is not in alignment with what I truly believed in, but I'd have a good game of footy and I'm like, oh, I'm good because I'm good at footy, which was fucking stupid. Or I could be doing things that I'm proud of, have a bad game of footy and think I was the worst person ever. And that was me for the longest time. And obviously you still want to perform and do well in what you do, but like now I really like, I have pride in my performance and care about the people I, play with. So I want to play well, but if I have an off game, I'm really working on being like, well, like, of course I'll do what I can and like review that so I can be better. But this, like, if I'm doing everything else well in life, it's not, you know what I mean? Like, it's still lead a good life.
The footy identity thing, I do, I have regrets about heaps of stuff. It's just like, I don't want to be one of those. I hate when people say no regrets.
Yeah.
I'm like, if everyone has regrets.
Yeah.
You're still allowed to fuck up and learn from it. But one thing is the footy identity stuff. We are local footballers.
Exactly right, yeah.
And it's like, you did like tie yourself, like...
to that.
You hear AFL players talk about it and like, okay, that's maybe fair.
Yeah.
But you still probably don't have to do that. And like, I feel like that was me as well in local footy, and it's just like, how shallow am I to like think that people have an opinion of me based on that, when it's like I know heaps of people and they're good footballers, shit footballers, mediocre footballers, but like
You don't care.
I know elite footballers who are shit blokes and I don't want to have anything to do with.
Yeah.
And I know the worst footballer who are the best blokes. And I'm like, I just want to be around them all the time.
Exactly right.
And I'm like, why am I connecting these two things together?
100%, and it's exactly right. And obviously, like, that's such a good point because obviously we're not talking, like, obviously local footy is important in terms of community. Like,
100%.
being a part of that is cool, but you don't have to be and I'll agree. I was so shallow, and to a point, like, I even think of like I thought that like winning best and fairest and stuff. Whilst I'm proud of it, like that would complete me. But looking back, like it's almost like to get there, like I put off a lot of like romantic and platonic relationship needs to like, and you know, like if I was not performing well, I'd be angry and push that to the side. If I was performing well, I'd, you know, be so caught up in my own thing, like egotistically, like, so like it was actually counterproductive for the relationships I was in. Like, and I could have still, you know, like been a part of that whilst shifting into that. So it's almost like, I don't know, like that's sort of what I'm trying to get at is I feel like me trying to be a good footballer for the longest time was actually just an ego-driven thing because I felt like that was what I needed to do to be, you know, appreciated. But it never was that, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't care.
And you can be a part of something without, I don't know, like, so that was, yeah, that was probably a realization for me. It's like, I am not like trying hard to be good at this because like it's genuinely important to me. It's because I want to be seen this way. And again, it's insanely shallow and like stupid because it's local footy. But yeah, I think removing my identity from that. Of course, it's going to be a part of your identity because you're associated to clubs, but it's not who you are. Like, yeah.
When we sat, I remember when we sat in that room like 10 years ago, I was like, I think, well, it must have been 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Or 8 years
8 years ago, 2018.
8 years ago. Like I remember, like one thing I remember from that room was like we don't want to see you going down like in 8 years' time.
Yeah.
Not specifically 8 years, but
no,
it
yeah.
seems fitting. Like to see you, we don't want to see you basically being a drop kick. Like,
yeah.
We want to see you like progressing at life and like doing yourself. And you've been on a journey since then, which is like it's awesome to see, mate. Like I'm proud to see where you've got to.
Thanks.
So like, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You, as I've said many times, the relationship that me and you have is, you're one of the most genuine, caring people. I feel like you would do anything for me, like to a fault where it'd be like, you shouldn't have to do that much stuff. But that's what I feel like I pretty much ask you to do anything. So thanks for joining me, mate. I really do appreciate your time. Who knows, we'll sit down and do it again in the future.
Definitely. Thank you so much. I just want to say thanks. Like I appreciate so much those kind words, but I feel the same about you. And you, like I know there's like everyone that's been, you know, like you're a lot like that. Their lives, you're involved in their lives, would feel the same about you. Like I know everyone that I've played footy with that we both have feel the same about you. Like people know how caring you are and how genuine you are as well. So I hope you can accept that as well because we're very lucky to have you in our life as well.
Yeah, well done, mate.
Thanks, brother.
Cheers, brother.
Good stuff.
Well done. Thanks, brother.
No, thank you. That was awesome.
Yeah, good.